This is Kelso Sturgeon. Thank you very much for tuning in to another session of my College of Advanced Sports Handicapping. Today we're going to focus on the Thursday and Friday night NFL preseason games. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about baseball. You know, I'm having a baseball season for the ages. I've released 32 100-unit games over the past 32 days, have gone 25-7 in those games. I've released 12 50-unit plays to my Chairman's Club members in the last 12 days, have gone 10-2 in those games. Baseball is just, it's the most beatable sport there is because all you have to do is to win the ball game. Obviously, I'm doing a lot right. And the one thing to remember, when you get on board for any of my football services, regardless of which one it is, you get the rest of Major League Baseball season free right through the World Series, and you get all of the NFL preseason free, including my 50-unit NFL preseason game of the year. All selections are available every single day on this website and toll free at 1-800-755-2255. And you know, if you've not done business with me before and you want to get your feet wet at a very modest price, you could sign up for my Best Bets Club service for just $199 for the entire season and get absolutely free the NFL preseason, including that 50-unit game of the year, and the rest of Major League Baseball season free right through the World Series. Now let's get into some handicapping of thoughts on these NFL games. There's an interesting game on Thursday night. We've got the Washington Redskins at the Tennessee Titans. And, you know, in the preseason, you know, you can use a little bit of statistical and numerical information as a foundation of picking winners. But, you know, there's real dilemmas for sports bettors. Okay, first of all, Tennessee is a 2.5-point favorite on Tuesday night. But there's a dilemma here. You know, Washington will not play quarterback Robert Griffin Jr. during the preseason. That means you're going to get in this order: Kirk Cousins, Rex Grossman, and Pat White. Now, I don't know right now how long each of these guys are going to play, but they're decent quarterbacks, and the Redskins will function reasonably well without Griffin at this point of the game. Now you have Tennessee, which really is challenged at the quarterback spot, and there's a lot of heat on everybody in Tennessee to win. So you've got to weigh a lot of things here. Even though Washington is handicapped a little bit with injuries, keep in mind that Washington coach Mike Shanahan is one of the all-time leaders in preseason wins, 49-23, 13-5 in the first game of the season during his career. So you've got to mix all these factors together and try to determine your choice in the game. Once again, it's not as easy as it looks. Now on Friday night, fascinating game, and there's some things you need to consider here. It's a lot of hidden messages. It's the New York Jets at Detroit. Detroit is a 3.5-point favorite, and there's a lot of hidden messages, as I said. You know, the game is sold out in Detroit, which is very rare. Newly acquired running back Reggie Bush, I'd never seen him work so hard in a preseason. He's going to come out of the blocks firing. And you've got Detroit head coach Jim Schwartz, who's 12-4 in the preseason. Now, that's a lot of things, a lot of pluses going for Detroit. The number is high for a preseason game, 3.5. But the Lions need to establish credibility. These are things to consider. And by the way, Mark Sanchez will start at quarterback for the New York Jets and will be succeeded by rookie Geno Smith. Another Friday night game of interest. You know, I've said from day one that the Miami Dolphins quarterback Ryan Tannehill absolutely is not an NFL quarterback, and he's done nothing to change my mind. We have Miami at Jacksonville. Here's the situation. You know, there's no team that has looked as bad in a preseason game, even though it's the first one on short practice, than Miami did last week against the Dallas Cowboys. And the most disturbing thing about that is Miami practiced in a manner to attempt to win the game. Dallas never, ever intended to win the game and actually won it by accident. Didn't play any of their starters. They're going to come out firing on Friday night. So once again, you've got a team that looked absolutely terrible from the quarterback on down, meeting the Jacksonville Jaguars. The game is Miami -1 or a pick 'em depending on where you bet. And the Jaguars have absolutely no quarterback or no legitimate NFL quarterback. Once again, things to consider. Last but not least, we've got the Dallas Cowboys at the Oakland Raiders. Tony Romo will start at the quarterback for Dallas, and will be followed by a group of seasoned veterans. Matt Moore gets the call at Oakland. I think it's very, very important to note that Oakland is another team that has absolutely no quarterback. This is a team that's run by voodoo. I can't figure out what the general manager does. I can't figure out what the coach does, and I think the owner's a nut. Make his father look sane. Now we have a situation here where Dallas won last week when they weren't even trying. They're a 2-point favorite here. They'll come out with a game plan tonight that on Friday night that they intend to use to win. So just keep these things in mind. It's not as simple as the numbers when you look at all these things. Many factors can be addressed before you analyze, during the analyzation process, and before you decide on which side you're going to bet. I'm going to have solid plays on both Thursday and Friday. Hope you get on board and get them. And once again, sign up for any football service and get the entire NFL preseason free. Sign up on this website or toll free at 1-800-755-2255.